Okay, well, let's jump right into learning this original tune I wrote called Whispering Oaks in the key of D. And just right off the bat, this intro, I really want to touch upon the rhythm of this, how to count it and how to feel it with the jam track. Okay, in the tablature, it's written on the and of beat 2. And if you're going to count that, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so that's one way of counting it. If you're listening to the jam track, it's going to feel more like you're counting it like this. 1, 2, 3. And I wanted to touch upon the differences between those two ways of counting it. Once again, if you counted half the speed that I originally showed you and what's written in the tab, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3. Now what you're doing there with that way is you're playing subdivisions of 16th notes, and you're actually playing on the E of beat 3, or the of beat 3, 3E and if you count it like that, the traditional way of counting 16th notes, 3E and okay? Now what you're doing there is you're taking beat 3 and you're chopping it into 4 parts, 3E and okay? And you're playing on that fourth part, that last part, 1, 2, 3E and so 1E and 2E and 3E and That might be the easiest way to practice counting that. Once again, you're counting 1E and 2E and 3E and you start that roll right on the of beat 3. 1E and 2E and 3E and 3E and just like that. If you're counting it like 1, 2, 3. But like I said, if you subdivide that into, twice as fast as that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But I wanted to show you both ways of counting it because I wrote it one way in the tablature, but after hearing that shaker part in the backing track, it's accenting the 1, 2, 3, just kind of like that. So you hear the accent of the shaker, and if you hear that, just think subdivisions of 16th notes and count in your head 1E and 2E and 3E and just like that. Okay? Let me go ahead and put on the backing track and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, just real quick, so I don't want to take up too much time of this. I'm going to play it and count it for you. Here we go. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1E and 2E and 3E and 1E and Okay, so let me count 16th notes there, see if I can help you out with understanding that rhythm. Here we go. 3E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 1E and 2. So that's one way of counting that, hearing that shaker part in those subdivisions of 16th notes. Anyways, let's go ahead and get going with learning each phrase of this. Close-ups of the left hand, close-ups of the right hand. Let's get going. Okay, before I zoom in on each hand, I really want to stress that this tune is basically a whole bunch of rolls. And when you're doing these rolls, what you want to see in the tablature and think about is just, 3 strings at a time. So like say that first roll, when you do that, that's just an open first string, 6th fret on your 3rd string, bar tilted up, open 2nd string, open 1st string. And then that leads you into 5th fret, 4th string. And now you're ready for this forward roll here. But do you see how I'm doing that? If you can see the right hand, and I'll zoom in on that too. That's just thumb, index, and middle on your 4th, 3rd, and 1st string. So just a whole bunch of forward rolls there. And if you got the tablature, I've written out the fingering underneath it and all that. But let's zoom in on the left hand and I'll show you this first phrase. Okay, so here's this first phrase. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what you're doing there, open 1st string, and then you're playing 6th fret, 3rd string, open 2nd, open 1st. And then just a forward roll there. You're starting with your open 1st string, Then you're going to roll your 4th, 3rd, and 1st string. You're going to do 3 forward rolls. And then that last forward roll, that open 1st string, leads you right back into that first phrase that kicked off the whole tune. So what you want to do when you're playing this tune, the way I wrote it out is I just thought it sounded cool doing this. And then that roll on that 7th fret there. So basically you're going, playing that lick, open 1st string, 6th fret 3rd string, open 2nd string. And then doing your 5th fret 4th string, and then a forward roll. And then you do that same, open 1st string, 6th fret 3rd string, open 2nd. And then you do 7th fret 5th string. Now the chord progression, you're moving from a G chord, there's a G chord, to a D chord. Okay, and then that roll there on your, when you go to 7th fret 5th string, that's just 5th string, 3rd string, and 1st string roll. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the right hand now.